20-year-old Brandy Stevens-Rosine is on the road, headed to a location almost 80 miles away. On her way, she texts a haunting message to her friend, Rhiannon.
The text was, "I have a funny feeling. This is the address of where I'll be."
Was she overreacting, or was something else horrible about to happen? As the day turns to night, her already nervous grandmother becomes alarmed when she spots something the 20-year-old left behind.
She didn't take her backpack with her that day, and she suffered from diabetes, and her insulin would have been in that bag.
What does her grandmother do?
Her grandmother began calling her cell phone, and the calls went straight to voicemail.
No answer that evening, and no sign of Brandy the next morning. So Brandy's grandmother breaks the troubling news to Brandy's mother, Carrie Rosine.
What did you say?
I told her I hadn't heard from her either.
When you learned she left her diabetes medication behind?
Yes, I freaked. We both did.
They report Brandy missing to the local Ohio authorities, and as cops begin their investigation, Carrie launches her own, starting with digging into Brandy's cell phone records and calling everyone who had talked to her the day before.
You knew something was wrong?
Yeah. Her very closest friend, Rhiannon, said that Brandy texted her that morning and said she had a bad feeling and here's the address.
So a determined Christy takes down that address and launches her own investigation. She goes looking for Brandy, alone, in the dark, but she gets lost.
I ended up at a church, vacant, overgrown, full of grass, and it just solidified the hopelessness that I felt. Like, there's no hope.
No hope, then a potential break. Not long after Brandy went missing, her family was led right here to Linden Street in Meadville, Pennsylvania. Brandy's phone pinged at a house somewhere on this street, so her mother went door to door, passing out flyers. After an exhaustive search by friends and family, they come up empty.
When she didn't show up on Linden Street, what did you think?
I started to get more afraid. I think that right around that time is when I reached out to her mom with the messages from Ashley.
As in Ashley Barber, the girlfriend of Jade Olmstead. The two are now living together. But remember, Brandy and Jade were once dating and still stay in touch.
Do you think Ashley was jealous of Brandy?
Absolutely. I think Ashley was very insecure. She couldn't stand the thought of Jade giving attention to someone else.
At the time of Brandy's disappearance, Brandy and Jade were just friends. Ashley's hate-filled social media message sent to Sarah 2 months before was either an idle threat or a disgusting promise.
She said, "And I hope I get to kill her before her diabetes does."
What did you do with that message? Did you take that threat seriously?
At the time, no, because people say a lot of things when they're upset.
But with Brandy now missing, Sarah checks Ashley's social media and sees photos she's posted of marks on her arms.
It just seemed a little bit too coincidental that Brandy was missing, and now Ashley has bruises all over her.
Then 5 desperate days into Brandy's disappearance,
Carrie said, "You know what, this is stupid. We know where she said she was going last. Let's go. I'm sure we can find it in the daylight." So we went.
this time the GPS leads them not to a church, but to Ashley Barber's parents' house.
You arrived to the house and you're met outside.
Yes.
By Ashley and Jade.
And her father.
And her father.
Ashley's father.
What did they say to you?
Jade came up to me, Ashley stayed back, and I said, "You know where I'm here?" "No, I don't." I said, "Well, you know Brandy's been missing." "Well, yeah, but she's not here." I said, "Well, she was coming here. We have a text saying that she had a bad feeling, but this is the address that she'll be at." So this was the last known place of her location. So I said she was here. "No, she never made it here," she said.
She never made it here.
She never made it there.
Did you see Ashley's injuries?
Yes, yes. She had a bandage on her arm, elbow area, upper arm area. She said they were at the hospital when supposedly Brandy was coming, but she decided to turn back and not come back because they weren't going to be there.
What did you say to that?
I was very aggressive with Jade. I finally told her, "I don't believe a thing you're saying." And that's when Ashley came up from behind Jade and said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." I said, "Don't whoa, whoa, whoa me." I said, "My daughter's been missing for 5 days. This is the last known place that she was at.
Beyond enraged, frustrated, and scared, Carrie and Christy leave and give the information to the state police.
They come and interview Ashley Barber and Jade Olmsted, and they tell the same story. She was supposed to come, she called us, and never showed up.
But the next day, an unbelievable discovery in the Barber's family garage would change the course of the case.
Ashley Barber's mother, who reported to the state police that there was a car there, and they didn't know who it was.
The car's exterior matched Brandy's Kia Rio. The interior did not.
I said, what was in it? Well, nothing. I said, then something's happened, because my daughter's car was a pigsty. I know my daughter's car, and if there's nothing in that car, something's happened to my daughter.
So Brandy's car is found.
Yes.
And normally it's a rather messy vehicle.
Right.
But everything is cleaned out of it. It's almost as if it's brand new.
Yes, it's been staged, it's been cleaned.
Staged and cleaned. And so this was a huge red flag right off the bat.
It was. You had a missing person who was supposedly was coming to this home, and Barber and Olmsted tell the police she was never there, but yet the vehicle was found there.
The investigation goes from 0 to 60, only to come to a screeching halt.
When we went back to the residence the next day to talk to them, Ms. Barber and Ms. Olmsted, and they in fact went missing in the middle of the night, had packed their belongings and left the residence.
Cops are now looking not for one girl, but 3. Coming up, the focus shifts to someone unexpected.
She said her father attacks Brandy Stevens.
And so at this point, do you think they were trying to leave town?
Yes, they were escaping. They were trying to leave. The state police had been to their house 2 or 3 times. Brandy Stevens' mother had been at the home. I think they knew they were caught.